Hello viewers. Last video we learned about how to connect the sockets between client and server. So we were transferring some data like messages from client to server side. So now in this video we'll learn how can we transfer some files from client to server. To transfer some files, there are two ways. Either if you want just data, then you can just read a file and you can transfer the data itself, or else you can transfer the whole file. So there is no such way that you can actually transfer the like file from one place to another through using sockets. But the another way is you first saying the file name and the type, reading the file name and the type. The server will create the file name, same file with the same name and the same type, and then transfer the data and it will write into the file. So let's start with creating a file first. So I'll create a file named sample.txt file. There we'll write some sample data. uh, yeah, I'll write here something like some text like hello world, and then it's already done. So now the first thing is we have to read the file. So I'll just read the file using sample data. I'm taking it as a sample data as a name, and then I'll give it as open and read the file sample.txt in read mode, and then sample dot okay, I'll just take sample.data itself. Sample.data is equal to sample data dot read. So it'll read the data and it'll put it into sample underscore data. Now the first thing is we have to send the file name. So to send the file name, we'll use the same method, client dot send. Now there are two ways. First I'll declare the file name here, file name, and then I'll write the file name here, sample.txt, or other ways, like I can just directly write sample.txt here, but I'll use the variable as I have declared it already, file name. Sorry, it's file name, and then now I have to encode it. So I'll encode it using format. Yeah, done. So now the client is in a position to send the file name to the server. Now the other thing is we have to send the file data. So now we already have a variable in which we are getting the data. So now I'll just write client dot send and the sample data which holds the file data, and then we have to encode it. So encode it using format. Yeah, done. So on a server side, what we have to do is, already we have received a message, acknowledgement for message. We are sending the message. The other thing is we have to receive the data. So the first thing is we have to receive a file name. Okay, so there is one more important thing. So it works on a flow, it works in a sequence. So for example, if I'm sending hello there from client, then this will be the first message. If I'm sending this and I expect this to be the first message, then it's not the case. It will follow a sequence, it will follow a flow. So according to the flow, the next message I'll receive from client will be a file name. So I'll write a file name variable, and I'll write the data to write a line to receive the file name. It is receive for size. I have to decode it using format. Yeah. So for verification, I'll print the file name. So it has address, file name, and we'll take it as file underscore name. And the next thing is file data. Yeah, file data. So connection dot receive size dot decode format. Now here we'll print the file data. uh, so yeah, I'll just write a string file data so that we can rectify it. And yeah, file data. Yeah. So this is pretty much done to send the file from client to server. Let's start running this and see. So yeah, it's in a listening mode, and I'll do it from client side as well. So client has already received acknowledge for message and done on the client side. On the server side, we have received file name as our file data. So there is something is missing in our code. Let's see what it is. So yeah, we are sending file name, and then we are receiving file name, and then we are sending file data. uh, yeah, so it's an error in flow. So this was supposed to be after we receive the message. Yeah, so let me just put this somewhere else. I'll put this up here, where I'm reading the file. Yeah, so this should be good. It should resolve our issue. Let's run it again and see. Yeah, so starting the server and starting the client has received all this data. Here you go, server has received all this data. So the sample .txt is the file name, and hello world is the file data. So that's how it works. I hope this was pretty much about how we can send files from server to from client to server. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this, and this video is helpful for you, please make sure you are giving it a like and subscribe. Thank you.